Hello, welcome to Diverse Orange. My name is Talia Sugizawa, and I'm so happy to be here today. This is our weekly conversations about diversity in Central Florida, and we're here live on Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday at 1 p.m. So tonight, well, I have a few announcements before we jump into our interview. But a few announcements. Tonight is the first Migration Films Watch Party of the year. Yay! So tune in right here on Facebook and or YouTube at 7 p.m. to join the conversation with Alvin Wang and Masami Koshikawa about their journeys to Central Florida. Also, there will be talks, and their filmmakers will be there too, with talks about how the whole process of going through the film festival was, and also art, food, and yeah, I don't want to spoil it. Just tune in. And I also want to give a shout out to our migration film sponsor, OUC, the reliable one. Thank you so much for believing in our mission. What else? Oh, yeah, of course. So last Saturday, we were at the Serengeti restaurant inside Bronze Kingdom to see how the menu is going to be for our upcoming Diversitastic dining experience. And let me tell you, it was amazing. You cannot miss this edition. It's Black History Month, so we are celebrating the culture of South Africa with this Diversitastic dining experience and on February 24th. And I am just so excited. There will be live music and dance, storytelling, and a curated menu by Jay Sheffe that is, oh my gosh. Go to our website. If you want to see what's in the menu, go to our website, fusionfest.org/dining. And then if you click on the ticket for South Africa, you will see the entire menu from like 2 or 3 appetizers. I think around about like 4 entries that will served, and also an amazing dessert and a drink that the name is so funny. It was the first time that I heard crocodile tears. So save your seats today at fusionfest.org/dining. Also, I will probably remind you again sometime this month, but I wanted to mark and save the day on your calendar for March 5th. It is the Black Day. Oh, no, it is the Black Joy Day party that is organized by the Black Health Commission. This is a new nonprofit in Central Florida. They had their first festival last year, the Black Joy Festival. And this new event, the day party on March 5th, is going to be serve as a fundraiser for them. The Black Health Commission, their mission is to reframe the narrative on health disparities by promoting Black joy through digital education, volunteering, plus community engagement. So you should definitely check them out. I think Alex is dropping links in the comments as we speak. And I really love this organization, and I love the people behind it. So make sure to check them out. And I am looking forward to see you in one of those events. And speaking of events, I just want to mention real quick that this Sunday is the Dragon Parade. So if you haven't signed up, there's still time. The deadline is tomorrow. So please do just, again, go to our website and you click on events. Probably Alex will drop the links here. But if you go to our website, fusionfest.org, you click on events, and it will take you to a list of events that we will be participating, and then you can join our flag crew or just come and say hello. Yeah, that's it. I think that's it for announcements today. And of course, last but not least, today's interview is with Gurjit Singh. He was one of our special guests at the last Diversitastic dining event where we celebrated the culture of Punjab in India. And he talked about the Sikh faith, and he's part of these organizations. It's so cool. It was the first time I heard of it. It is the Sikh Riders of America. So Terry did a great job interviewing him, and I am sure you will enjoy this conversation. So stick around and watch the interview. Bye for now.
Welcome, Gurjit. Thanks for being our guest today on Diverse Orange.
Thank you for having me.
So, you have a last name of Singh, or the name that you're using there. That would pretty much indicate that you are of the Sikh religion. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, it is. Yeah, so last name Singh was given to us by our 10th guru. So all the men, they're supposed to use their last name as a Singh, and the women Kaur. Singh stands for lion, and then a Kaur is for queen.
Ah, and so are you married to a queen?
Yes, I am. I got three children.
Great, great. And this the Sikh religion came out of the Punjab region, right, in the north of India.
Yes, it did in
And
1469.
when was that?
1469.
And you were born in the Punjab?
Yes, I was born in Punjab, and I was 14 when I moved to States.
So in Punjab, being a Sikh is like the majority. Is that
In Punjab itself is a majority, but in overall India it's minority. So in India, we Sikhs are about a 2% of the population.
okay?
So it's a really small population in India.
But your elementary school years, you were pretty much around other people like you.
Yes, correct.
And how old were you when you came to the United States?
14.
So that was your family moving here
Yes, yeah. So my whole family moved to California.
to California.
Yep.
But you're now in Central Florida. What has moved you here?
A business opportunity. So from California, I moved to Texas. That's where I started my first business. I had a retail, and then so looking for better opportunities, and then I had an opportunity to look into Florida, and I found a Denny's here. So I'm a franchise owner of Denny's in Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I moved here in 2016.
Well, in the United States, uh, people from India are a minority, and people of Sikh religion is even a smaller minority here in the United States. How has that been coming from where everyone else was pretty much like you to being in this country where you stand out some because you wear a turban?
Hmm. Yes, I mean it's definitely different. I mean, because when people look at you differently when you wear turban, and it has led to a lot of Sikh became a victims of hate crime too. So for me, I moved when I was 14, so I went to high school here, and I did not wear a turban at that time, and so everything was okay for me. I had to learn English, but at the same time, I was not wearing a turban, so it's not like I got picked on or I got bullied. But what, as I grew up, so, and then after, especially after 9/11, so what happened was everybody saw pictures of, or the TV, the media showed the terrorist, which they do wear a turban. It's a different type of turban. So a lot of people, they thought Sikhs were those terrorists. So the first day Sikh after 9/11 got killed in Arizona. He owned his gas station. Somebody walked in and shot him, thought he was part of the attacker. So ever since the 9/11, a lot of Sikh, they got a victim of a hate crime for mistaken identity because of our appearance. We wear turban, we stand out in the crowd, we look different, distinguished. So
How did you feel when you heard about like the gentleman in Arizona getting shot?
I mean, it's sad. I mean, felt really bad. I mean, for family, and I felt it, even though, like I said, I was not wearing a turban, but I know a lot of family members they do. So obviously, it was pretty close. Like, hey, if anybody that is wearing a turban, they could be a victim of a hate crime anytime. And and then it kept going from there too. So that was the first fatality that I know have had happened. But then I know there were a lot of other hate crimes where people got beaten up, like in a New York City. I don't know, I don't remember exactly what year that was. I think it was a professor from a University of Columbia. Got beat up, they broke his jaw and everything because he had a turban on. And so it kept going. And the big one that hit us was in 2012 in Oak Creek, Wisconsin area, Sikh temple, which is a house of worship. 6 people got killed. So gunmen walked in and just started shooting innocent people.
What brought you to decide to start wearing a turban?
Just to even now, I mean, I don't wear turban all the time because, like, once you are, I use the word baptized, like, so when you're born in a Sikh faith, so like I said, so you are Sikh. Sikh stands for constant learner. So you're a student, you learn every day. But then once you baptize to Sikhism, then you become a Khalsa. Khalsa mean a pure. Then you cannot cut your hair. So you have to keep a long beard and long hair. You gotta tie it and wear a turban. So I do wear a turban, but again, I don't have a long hair. So I mean, a lot of time I'm without a turban too. And like I said, so I started wearing this because I wanted to make people aware of Sikhs. So who are Sikhs? So then, and we have a motorcycle organization. It's called the Sikh Riders of America. So we started this organization after the shooting in Oak Creek, Wisconsin, 2012. At that time, I had a motorcycle. My friends had motorcycles. And then we just started talking, be like, okay, so what can we do to prevent a hate crime like this, right? So then we came up with this idea, why not form a nonprofit organization where we just educate people on turban who are Sikhs. So when you see us, especially a male wearing a turban in the United States, 99.9% of the time, the person is a Sikh from India. And that's what we do. So we have a pamphlet. It says who are Sikhs, basic information. And we give that to people just to educate them, stop the hate crime. And so our first ride as a not Sikh Riders of America, we hosted in California in 2013. And so that was our start. So we already done 9 motorcycle rides in California. And then our 8th one is coming up April 30th this year in Texas. Then I moved, like I said, I was in Texas at that time when we started this organization, but I am one of the original, the founder member of that organization. And over the years, we have educated a lot of people. We have attended various other motorcycle events and rides. So where in California, you have to wear helmets. So if you're riding, I cannot ride in a turban. But in Texas and Florida, whenever I attend other rides, I wear my turban so that way people see me and they can question me. Or when I look at them, they're kind of like thinking who I am. So we start a conversation. I tell them who I am and then what we do. So we have a good relationship with a lot of motorcycle clubs.
What has been, can you tell me of one particular conversation that was surprising or that was significant?
Yeah. So I'll tell you in Texas, right? So our very first ride in Texas that we attended was 9/11 ride. So that was a good opportunity for us to kind of showcase ourselves and show people who we are. And when I found out, okay, there's a motorcycle ride, it's it's remembering the victim of a 9/11 and then the first responders. And I reached out to this motorcycle club and I was like, I want to have a meeting. So I called them. So their president and vice president. So we met in a restaurant. And then I took my pamphlets with me and I told them who we are and Sikh Riders of America. I showed them the pamphlet and they both looked at each other. They were like, we have no idea who are Sikhs. What is this, right? So I explained it to them, we're from North India. And then, once you start a conversation, I told them, Sikhs fought in the World War I, World War II, and under British. And then, so once you start that conversation, most of the people, they go home and then they Google it themselves. So then they kind of start learning about Sikhs. And then I told them, I was like, so we like to, join you guys for the ride in the 9/11. And it's going to be few of us going to ride motorcycles. And then the rest of the group, they're going to bring the water and a soda for everyone, free of charge, like, just the service. And they were really happy about that because like no one does that. I mean, in September, it's hot in Texas. So that's what we did. So 6 of us, we rode motorcycles with them. I wore a turban. And I told them, like, make sure when you guys go back and tell everyone, what to expect. There's going to be a group of people wearing turban. So not to freak out. And they were like, okay. And then their president called me like 3 or 4 days later. He said, when we had our board meeting, he said, not even single person knew anything about Sikhs, who are Sikhs. And then he's like, what? After we told them, they researched, and now everybody's so glad that we know who are Sikhs, and they want you guys to join. They want to know you guys more. So that was the very first one in Texas. And then from there on, now we know a lot of different charities, a lot of different motorcycle groups, and they all support us. We support them. And also, I like to share this number too. So last 10 years, we have donated $500,000 to different charities. And it's just like we started in California and Texas every year. And most of the charities that we donate to, they're law enforcement, veterans, and children in need.
Well, one last question. So in California, Texas, and now Central Florida, have you find different reactions? How is it in Central Florida?
I have not. So in Central Florida too, again, you're not required to wear a helmet. So a lot of time when I go to different events or different rides, I wear turban, like I said before. So just to people, for exposure, so I can tell them who we are. So recently, there was a group called the Bikers Against Bullies. So they did a toy run in December. So there's a lot of, the bike clubs, they do a toy run. So they collect the toys and donate it to, children, unfortunate children who cannot get the toys. So this group, we went there and we took a lot of toys, but the work they do, it was so wonderful. And I mean, they welcomed us with open arms. And now we already met them 3 times after that. So we already kind of working together. So whenever we host an event here in Central Florida, they're definitely going to be one of the charity we're going to donate to, because they're doing such a wonderful work, because they're protecting kids from being bullied. And then what they do, not only they host the events, and then let's say if somebody is a victim of bullying, so there will be a group of bikers who will escort the kid to a school just to show us support. And like last night we met a couple other guys. So there's a lot of nice, a lot of motorcycle groups here that do such a wonderful work. So we're gonna team up with them and then start working with them, and then donate to the charities which we know they're working really good.
Well, thank you for being a good citizen here in Central Florida through the biker clubs. It's been great talking to you, Gurjit, and thank you folks for watching this.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.